All right. So, good evening, Mr. Chijoke, and welcome to the customized version of the Premium Result Masterclass. I want to believe that that you're as ready as I am for this particular session and to get the best out of it. So, and
Yes, sir.
it's important for me to check what your ready status is. Like I always say, most of the time, don't be the last person to be aware of your status. So it's important. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your readiness for this particular class?
Okay, I'll say I'll say an 8.5.
8.5. Okay, so
Yes.
we have a good start from that end. So and very shortly I'll be sharing my slides with you so that we can know exactly how we intend to move. So thank you very much first for taking up the courage to register for this particular class. And it's a show of your interest in your future success. So, and until you are consciously and intentionally investing in yourself, nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you anything until you are consciously and intentionally investing in yourself. Then people begin to invest in themselves through you because they can see the investments that you have made in yourself. And that's what's giving them the confidence that you in your hands is the key to the future that they intend to go to. So, as a coach, I'd like you to just in 1 or 2 minutes share what your expectations are on this, even though I know that there's a pre-scan, a pre-result scan here, but it's important for you to validate what you documented. So it's because sometimes when people are making documentations about what exactly they want to achieve, they document them, but when you are asking them, there's always a gap between what they initially said and what they are currently saying. And also the time gap between when it was documented and when the event is happening right now, like when you did the survey some 2 days back, and then now that you're having the class now, your expectations may have shifted. Your expectations may have shifted. You may have gone through, there's some 1 or 2 materials that I sent to you as an intro before we get into this conversation. You may have been able to tap 1 or 2 things and shifted the bar of your expectation. What I want to assure you is that you are at liberty, you have access to me in these 3 days, and you are at liberty to ask the questions that will enable you to get all the results you intend to get. All you have this session to yourself. And this is the reason why it is customized, right? I decided to make it a
Yeah.
customized version for you because of the high level of interest and commitment that you have shown. So I hope that you will maximize that option and get the best out of it. So I'd like you to validate what your expectations are. And by the end of the 3 days that we're going to have together, will confirm if those expectations have been met, and we would be able to evaluate what our performance status is and look forward to getting the result we intend to get. So that's what Premium Result Masterclass is all about. The Premium Result Masterclass is all about managing yourself to produce something that can consistently give you the result that you want, bring you fulfillment, and bring you the kind of reward system that you want. I have at my fingertips what your expectations are, but it's important that you validate them now because subsequently, probably when you're going over this conversation again, you are going to have more to be able to resonate and connect with when you're seeing it again. So let's get right into it. So I'd like you to validate what your expectations are, and then we'll get into a deep dive. We'll be able to reach out to that. So go ahead.
Okay. So I have a one definite expectation, and it's more like the mother of the rest of the expectations, and that is I really want to learn how to get appropriately remunerated for my work, appropriately rewarded for what I do. I have invested so much in myself relatively. It's cost me a lot. I've sacrificed a lot. I mean, I have done a lot, and it seems like, this analogy of walking like an elephant and eating like an ant. It seems like I don't always find people who easily commit to my service, my product, the way I commit to that of others. And not only that, sometimes the challenge is the bias. I mean, this guy is still young. What do you have to offer? Even sometimes connecting with people is hard because they feel like I'm coming to them to take something from them, or I'm coming to learn something, to just grab something that they have and all that. So it makes it quite difficult for some people to see that I also have value to offer. I have people that when I relate with them, they may want my service, but not as a coach, not as a speaker, not as a trainer, but as a volunteer. They want me to come and carry chairs at their events or something like that because they feel like I'm young and inexperienced. And what do I know? I'm a greenhorn in the industry, so I should just be at the backstage. But that's not where I want to be right now. I've done all those things. I've done all those things for a lot of, okay, maybe not a lot of years, because I know my growth journey really started 2020. So I want to go beyond. I've committed a lot. I want to go beyond just studying and attending master classes and attending trainings to actually launching out on a big scale. I've launched a lot of things. I've launched programs. I have an inner circle program, but I know there's more, and there's a different category of people I want to interact with now, that I want to serve with my knowledge. I want to serve with my time, but I need to know how to get into that atmosphere. I need to know how to relate better with this new category of people. So that's my expectation. I've seen you do that. I've seen you deliver confidently. I've seen you share your stories in a way that related personally. I mean, I could relate with personally. Um, and I want to know how you did that. I want to understand your journey. I want to know how you make the hidden moves that you make, how you get invited to speak here or there, how do you write the applications, how do you reach out to organizations or schools or companies and let them know that you're a trainer and they get to invite you. That's what I want to understand, and that's my expectation.
Okay, that's quite good. So I would so let's like I promised you that this session is customized. So, and I'll be doing a lot of that. I'll be doing a lot of that. So now, let's see. I want to see how I can validate what you have and see how I can. Okay. Okay. So I want to look at it this way. So in our diagnosis, so our diagnosis shows that we want this Don't mind me. I sound like a teacher. So we want um okay. We have okay. So I'll always like to narrow everything down to either between 3 to 4 critical areas when you want to do a diagnosis, so you know how to do what, how to marshal or blueprint your result, right? So I want you to validate that this is where your what your expectations are, and this is I'm correct about what you have said, right?
Yes. Yes.
Is this what you these are your expectation, and these are your current challenges, right? You
Yes, sir.
presently serving people are not getting rewarded for your service. You're getting, I mean, undervalued, right? For who
Yes.
you are, for who you are. And to a large extent, that um, affects your confidence, right? So the way you are accepted is
It doesn't,
affecting,
okay. I won't really say it doesn't affect my confidence,
okay?
but I mean, it just turns me off. It makes me, I don't know, it
Feel
wears me out.
feels lesser than you are.
Yes. Or let me say, I I just keep wondering why people don't see it. I know it's
Okay.
there. I
Okay.
mean, I know it's there. I've
So
delivered on big stages.
known
Yeah.
it's known to you, but it's not obvious to them.
Yes, something
Right
like
now.
that.
Okay. So we want to change. So that's we are saying that what we are saying here right now is that we want a change of perception, right?
Yes.
So we are confident acceptance of mastery. Okay, so it's clear. This is about its confident acceptance of mastery, which has to do with your how you're perceived, right?
Yes.
Yes, so which has to do with how you're perceived. Yeah. Does that does that make does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good. So now let's start from here before we go into um some diagnosis and decision making. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can.
So, and we have been able to ascertain that this is where the challenge is right now. We need um, a change of experience and change of results. We need new audience, and we need to grace more podiums, right? Good. This is what we need to
Yes.
do. Now, I would say that what you're going through is not strange. There are a lot of people that are having the same problem, similar challenges, right? That have so much, but the audience can't see the much that they have. And quite a number of people too that are highly skilled and highly professional that and don't get rewarded for what they are. I have been there too, that you get to an extent where you begin to wonder Is it that? And sometimes people only applaud you but never pay you, right? They applaud you but they never pay you. So how do you now begin to metamorphose from where you are right now to where we intend to be? So we want to move from this stage and want to move to a place where we begin to get few but quality gigs that are highly rewarding and gives you fulfillment. You know, when you're working with the kind of people you're supposed to work with, there are about three things that happen. What happens? Number one is that you will enjoy your work with those people. You are going to have fulfillment and you're going to be highly rewarded. You're going to move at your own pace and you're going to be highly rewarded. For instance, now, it was easy for me to say, oh, you're just coming back from work, and then let's make it let's give you 15 minutes for you to be able to settle in and be able to get the best out of what you're doing, what you're about to do, right? To get value for your money. Now, what has happened there is that there's an alignment of values. I understand that it's not like this person does not have substance. I understand that he works and understand that he's make a commitment that he wants to get the best out of in despite regardless of the fact that he has to go to work today and has to get back in order to get value for this money. This is a measure of commitment. So what is it going to take me to give him 15 minutes to be able to put himself together in order to be able to do this? So I am at peace working with you. I value the fact that you have decided to invest in yourself and the fact that you need to get this thing right. Are we together? So
Yes, sir.
so you can see that there is an alignment of value, right? So now, one thing you have to understand is this. The moment you are wrongly perceived, you will be wrongly rewarded. The moment you're wrongly perceived, you'll be wrongly rewarded. And that's the reason why I want to introduce you to a framework that is going to enable you to be able to reinvent yourself and then begin to show up in a way that will attract the kind of people that you want. So, like they say, 80% of business or the value of business is in the perception. The perceived value controls the real value that comes to you. The perceived value controls the real value. And that's the reason why packaging is one of the things that a lot of people major in today. But most of the time we have cloned excellence, right? Cloned excellence in the sense that people want to appear as magnificent, as sophisticated as ever, but there is no substance. So you can see, you'll find out that there are people who appear sophisticated but lack substance, but getting rewarded. But you that have the substance, but is not seen as being substantial, get unrewarded and ignored. So there has to be what? A rethink, a reframing of the way you show up and what you show up with. There are quite a number of things in brand identity. There's what we call the physical identity and the verbal identity. The physical identity and the verbal identity. Now, the physical identity has to do with everything that they see. The verbal identity has to do with your vision, your voice, your value. Your vision, your voice, your value. These three controls your messaging system. Are you following me? Now,
Yes, sir.
what you say can increase how you are perceived, how you thought, what you say, where you say it, to whom you are saying it, to a large extent determines the kind of audience that you will have. So there is the need for you to understand how to build a paying audience or how to build a buying audience and how to communicate with the audience that respect, recognize, and will reward your substance. So the first place to start is to change the way you are perceived. How have you been doing it? And what has worked for you. So if this happens, definitely you will know very well that you are going to be doing a lot of work, but you are going to be getting very low reward. If this is the status of the diagnosis, you'll be working, but it will look like nothing is working. There are times when you're working, and even though things are not working, your work is working on you. It's making you a better person. But in this case, you'll be wondering whether this work that you're doing is actually working on you or not. Because nobody can sell gold in a cellophane bag. That's not how gold is designed to be packaged. So all of your substance, if it is not rightly packaged, if there is no clarity about the outcome that you produce, and if there is no substance in your messaging, it does not attract, persuade, convince anyone that they should pay you. Also, and that's the reason why we are going to go into the Premium Result Masterclass framework in total. So, but I needed to establish these diagnoses so that by the time you're through with this masterclass, you would have come up with a script of how you are going to show up henceforth and how you are going to build an audience that will pay you. If you already have an audience, how you are going to now reinvent the perception of your audience towards you, right? And if you already have an existing audience that see you this way and are not paying you, it means that you now have to start building a new audience. Now, don't worry about if you have, I don't know how many people you have in your present community. You are going to have to start up a new community that is going to be able to help you reach the goal that you want to. Because what is happening is that the present community that you have, your result and your experience will not change until two things happen. Either you bring them into, you set up a new standard that they have to grow into, and you have to help them mature into that standard, or you begin to show up in a new way that will get them to commit themselves to you. But the first approach would be to set a new standard and help them grow into that standard, right? Because they are your low-hanging fruit as of now. And then by the time you set up a new standard, setting up a new standard now has to do with starting a new community and engaging those that you have engaged before that could pay you in a new way that they can't tell you no. Are we together? So let's get to the main dish right now. Right? Good. So this is where we are, and this is the framework we want to use. So the Value Improvement Academy is simply my brainchild. It's an academy where I help skilled and knowledge-based people to be able to create business solutions that are locally compatible and globally competitive. And the idea is to help you to be clear about who exactly you are, the what of what you have, who you intend to serve, and what you intend to serve them with. Then develop a framework that will make that happen. That framework is going to help the people that you serve understand your what, understand the method, the thinking that helps your solution work, right? And when you build that system, then you know how to deploy your effort in a way that will reward you. Those are the three key things that what the Premium Result Masterclass seeks to achieve. Now, how do we get that doing? Number one thing, like I said, tonight is going to be an introduction into the entire framework to help you to understand, get clarity about what you're presently doing and how you should start to do them, who you should find. One thing you must understand is this: audience matters. There's a need for an evidence, and there's a need for an audience, and then there's a need for a revenue generating model, a business model. Are we together? Right? So we're talking about what? Establishing the evidence, the bank of all the testimonials that you have, or what has worked for you in time past, because you are going to have to create what I call a business warehouse, right? Result warehouse, a business result warehouse. Now, the business result warehouse, that's BRW, a business result warehouse is going to be a bank of evidences. Are we together? Evidences of what you have done that you have results for. What makes people listen to you and willing to pay you is because you are telling them what you have done and how you did it. You know that what you have done and how you did it is non-contestable.
Yes.
You know that, right? Because you have done
Yes,
it
sir.
and you have results. Are we together? So when you're telling people how you did what you have done, that you have evidence for, it makes you an authority and gives you credibility. It's just like when I came to Connect Conference and I showed the story of how I made converted 6 figures to 7 figures with one particular session, right? How I got to write a book within a week and then sold off all the books, right? It is what I have done. And because I'm communicating what I have done and how I did it, to a large extent, gave quite a number of people a level of confidence that what this man has done it. And I had a witness in the crowd. I was mentioning, Joseph, I told you how this thing happened, right? And he validated it. You get it? Now, I can tell you that the book that I wrote is not out on public display for public display. So it's only those people that were in that meeting that have that book. Meanwhile, I've also tested the market on LinkedIn, marketed it and say, I have this book that would help you, that would save you from a regretful experience during your retirement. It's only 10,000 naira. And if you think 10,000 naira is too much for a book, consider what the worth of your regret will be. I'm not selling you a book. I'm selling you a prevention for a regretful experience. So you see the messaging, right? And right there, somebody was asking, how can I get this book in Lagos? So I know there is a market for it. Can you see that now? Right? And the moment that one person buys the book, that one person becomes a testimonial for others to buy. And how would I get others to buy and pay 10,000 for that book? One person has bought it, and a collection of people have equally what? Bought it as well. Are we together? Hello, can you hear me?
Someone called, so it kind of the past I couldn't hear you for like 20 seconds. Someone called, so it disrupted my network.
Okay, what was the last thing that you heard?
You were talking about evidence. You talked about your okay, only the people who attended the event have the book.
Yeah. So only the people that attended the event had the book. That's about scarcity, right? Somebody will say, am I not afraid that somebody that bought the book will go and duplicate it and sell it? I have a patent cover on that, right? And nobody can copy your work and do it the way you do it. Are we together? You get it?
Yes.
So, and now I was saying that somebody is already offering to buy that particular book at the amount I want to sell it. So I want to sell it for 10K. And if I want to sell it for 10K, I will not be looking for somebody that can pay 10K, right? So you see the difference in audience, right? Like I said, that there are coaches that are struggling and there are coaches that are flourishing. The difference between the struggling and the flourishing coach is what? The audience. Are we together? Is the audience.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So is the audience. So the kind of audience that you have and the kind of evidence that you have determine the reward that comes to you. Determines the reward that comes to you. So change in income is based on evidence and audience. Are we together? So evidence brings you to a realm of credibility. People begin to know you. People begin to like you. People begin to trust you. Credibility shows that you can be trusted, right? And when you can be trusted, it means that your approach or your solution framework works. And that's why the framework in the Premium Result Masterclass, as we go on, as I will share with you tonight, in the first leg of this diagnosis, is that I want you to understand that the reason why people are not paying you for the substance that you have created is because of how they see you. And the moment you raise up your standard by recreating yourself and creating a process through which they get in contact with you, everything changes. Everything will change. So it is not that you don't have result or you cannot deliver. It is because what you think, who you think you are, is not what the people think you are. So there have got to be a flip of script. Are we together? And that's the reason why this particular, what you're saying is that don't be the last person to find out how you're doing. That's the essence of diagnosis. There's somebody else who is in a similar position with you now, and is not even aware that this is the challenge that I have. And it will continue in that circle, that frustrating circle, right? That treadmill experience until he comes in contact with somebody who can help him see things the way they are. Right?
Yes.
Are you with me? So,
yes, sir.
Every experience in life has potential value. And that's the reason why I'm saying we are going to create a business result warehouse. The business result warehouse is going to be a catalog. I'm going to send you a template after this session tonight with this recording. It's called the Personal Distinction Think Sheet. Right? The Personal Distinction Think Sheet has 5 parts. And those 5 parts form your unique and unfair advantage. Your unique and unfair advantage is the fact that there are certain results that are peculiar to you. There are certain skills that are peculiar to you. There are certain testimonials that are peculiar to you. No two people have that experience. Now, the stories that I shared on the podium that crossed our path were my personal stories that showed my personal victories along the subjects that I was teaching, right? I don't know if you got access to the slides of the Connect conference, that hackathon, if you got the slides that I had, the slides for that session, there were about 25 to 30 slides. And the slides that I showed were not even up to 10 slides, right? But before I came, I had already identified the core areas which will sell the subject as well as sell me. I had been able to identify resonating stories. I've been able to create a simple system. I divided my simple framework or my discussion into 3. Hack yourself, hack the market, and what? Develop a business model. Those are the 3 things. The 3 things are simple to remember for anybody. So you see now, I have simplified a complexity for many. Right? So, and anyone that followed me, that they will say, oh, this man, just hack yourself, hack the market. And I told you what it means to hack yourself. And I told you what it means to hack the market. And I told you how to generate a business model. And I brought a real life example of what I have done. Do you understand? I had pictures to collaborate what I have done, right? I showed the picture of the conference. That's why documentation is very important. And that's why I'm asking you to develop what? A business result warehouse. A business result warehouse is going to be your first task for this particular customized session. You're going to sit down and you're going to print out, you're going to document all the stories that resonate with what you're selling right now. The clients that you have worked with, the peculiar clients you have worked with, what your peculiar skills are, what your peculiar testimonies are. You're going to document them so it becomes a warehouse. Now, when you have to grace any stage, right? You have a story, you have a resonating story. And in that story, you're going to bring out your own personalized framework that delivered that particular result. Now, if that framework has delivered results for you and in other people as well, this is what you have been doing, and this is how it has been generating results for people. That becomes your signature framework. Are you following me?
Yes.
Are you getting me now?
Yes, sir.
So every experience in life has potential value. We call it potential value because until you communicate that particular value in a way that it becomes a solution blueprint for somebody, it will not become intrinsic. Potential value means there is possibility, but until there is work that generates the result, the possibility remains a probability. Right? Are you getting me now?
Yes, sir.
Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
So that's why I said you can move from a loser to become a legend. All it takes is what? Clarity. The clarity of consistency with a strategy towards a defined experience. Now, the thing as we're discussing now, you need to be thinking. I'm sure your mind is spinning. What is my defined experience? What is the outcome that I want? What outcome do I want? Now, when you define the outcome that you want, now you define the person that can give you that outcome. In defining the outcome that you want, you have to define the substance that you have. So you must establish, what do I know that cannot be taken from me, that can generate result for me? For instance, I know without doubt that my premium result framework delivers result if you are going to do what is prescribed. And that's why I start with diagnosis, knowing what you want to achieve. And if what you want to achieve is the fact that you want people to pay you for the value that you carry, then you must be able to establish the worth of that value. How are you establishing the worth of that value? If you are a physiotherapist, what is the value of physiotherapy to a dying person? Of what status? What kind of people do you want to serve? Now, there are two kinds of people you can serve. You can serve people that will cheer you. You can serve people that will pay you. If you are serving people that will cheer you, maybe you are just giving back to the society. And that's why what brings income is sales. You must sell a solution in order to be paid. Are we together? You must sell a solution in order to be paid. Are we together? Are you with me?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Good. So you must sell a solution. Now, your solution, the solution you are selling must have a method of arriving there. So you are taking somebody's solution means that you're taking somebody in coaching. Coaching generally simply means you are helping somebody to move from one place to another. So is either the person is in a place of pain or is desiring an outcome of pleasure or of fulfillment, right? So you want to help that person to move from the place of pain through a process, right, to a place of painlessness or place of pleasure. You want to help somebody to be able to achieve his dream. Your dream now in this session is to increase your income, to get people to pay you. It simply means that what? The process you have to undergo is to identify the value of what you are offering, package what you are offering in a way that people will perceive it as valuable, define the person that you want to serve, and then promote that offer. Now, there are two ways you can build a community of buyers. How do you build a community of buyers? Identify the people you want to solve, talk about their pain, bring them into a community where you talk about their pain and help them get over their pain. You are going to, a framework simply means a step-by-step approach that delivers the results that your audience or your client wants. Are we together? So now you can break that process into 3 to 5 steps. Now you can pick one of the steps and teach for free. Right? So you identify what their challenge is. I am not making money. Good. I have a process. My process is clarity, system building, execution. Now, I am broke. The problem is, why are you broke? What are you doing? If you don't want to be broke, there's something you can do. If you don't know what to do, let's diagnose you and find out what you have. Who can what you have serve? How do you put what you have, package what you have into a product that people will pay you for or a service? So the way to invite income is to have an instrument of exchange. The instrument of exchange is either a service or a product. So, and a service can either be a tangible service or an intangible service. A tangible service could be like if you're doing physiotherapy, you come into the space of a particular organization. The physical service could be, let's do exercise, you check their blood pressure, you do exercise, give them exercises that can help them cope stress. That is tangible service. They can physically see it, right? Then intangible service could be mindset reorientation. If you keep seeing yourself as a weakling, then your mind will be instructing your body. And then you'll be finding out. Your mind will be instructing your body. And how do you prove that? You've got to be able to have a neuroscientific proof that establishes that. You can't just tell me that how I'm thinking is going to affect the way I'm walking, right? So you've got to be able to prove that your thinking sends a signal into your system that makes your system to respond the way you have been responding. Nobody commits suicide without a voice in their head telling them, hang yourself, hang yourself, hang yourself. And then your thought process will be the fact that you are amplifying the things that are not working beyond what is working. What's the reason for living? I have done this thing several times. It has not yielded any results. See somebody that started yesterday. He has gotten results. Am I not wasting my time? What is my use? Why don't I just end it? If you just jump into the river, all this problem will stop. So you see, these are psychological triggers. Now, even the way I'm communicating this to you is affecting you. That's messaging. If there's somebody sitting down and hearing this conversation with you that has been contemplating that, the person begins to talk to himself. Omo, this is what has been happening to me, as if this guy is in my head. That's because you have been able to undertake a research to understand your audience. So if you don't undertake a research to understand the people you want to serve, how do you want to communicate in a way that they will understand? So this is where the messaging comes. And that's the reason why if I say 10 ways in which you can kill your productivity, 10 things you are doing at work that is killing your productivity and making you lose confidence in yourself, denying you the recommendation you should have and the recognition you should get at work. Would you want to read that article?
Yes.
Would you want to read the article?
Yes.
You want to read it. Why? Because the subject is a pain point and you don't want to experience that. The human brain runs away from pain. So if I want to pull somebody, if I want somebody's attention to come to me, I speak from the point of pain. So my lead magnet will be a pain-driven magnet. Are we together? So when I have an ebook now, 10 things you are doing that is denying you the recognition and the recommendation at work. You are a physiotherapist, you are a coach. All you want to tell them is how they are managing themselves, their stress level and everything like that, and it's denying them. Do you understand me? Aha.
Yes.
And the person would give you his email and probably join a Facebook group, right?
Yes.
Are you following me? Good. Remember that debate was that there are 10 things the person is not doing well that is denying him recognition and recommendation and probably a reward. Are you with me? So the person at the back of his mind, it shows the person wants to grow, the person wants to be recognized, and the person wants to make money. Can you see that now? So all the things that you're going to be saying must be addressing these three challenges that brought the person. Can you see how you customize your solution to your audience and make them know you, like you, trust you, become loyal customers to you? And then you come in and mention 10 things that the person is doing. And 7 of the 10 things you mentioned, the person is doing it. And you now, at the end of that particular session or seminar, make an offer. I have a coaching class, an 8 to 12 weeks coaching class that can help you remedy these things. And after this coaching class, you will change, you will begin to have recommendations and you begin to be recognized, and then your reward system is going to jack up. How does that sound? The person will want to give it a shot. The person is no longer thinking about price. The person is thinking about what? That's future you have shown the person. So if you are not able to cast a vision of the outcome that somebody will get, of how his pain is going to be eliminated, of how his dream is going to be accomplished, you do not have any right to be paid. You don't have any right to get paid. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? So there must be clarity and there must be consistency. There must be a strategy. So you can see that we were clear about what we want to address. Are we together? And we add the strategy that after we have given them value that resonates with them, we make them an offer. And the offer is that you already have a packaged product that you can serve. If it's a core product like this, you can have a core product, you can have a premium product. A core product would be the one that everybody comes into. Like my core product is the Premium Result Masterclass, right? I can have minor products like little ebooks that help you solve a particular problem instantly, right? Like I have that beyond goal setting, right? That is beyond goal setting, moving to goal getting, how to get results fast and get unstuck, what you need to do, what are the 5 limiting beliefs that stop you from taking your first step, right? That's just a digestive. It's available for 1,500. Now, that is like a minor product. Are we together? That's an ebook. Somebody will buy that ebook 1,500 and find out that, oh, what this guy is talking about is actually real. What has happened is that what? If he found that resource useful enough, he's going to come into for something else. Right? Because that solution has helped him to shift from where he used to be to another level. So he wants to grow. Growth is the desire of every living being. But how to grow is the dilemma of a lot of people. So the moment you are able to give people value as an evidence, right, of change of experience, they want more, right? So all humans are selfish. Whatever is going to add value to you, you want to go the extra mile to get that value. And that's one of the reasons why you took this class, right? You just saw that, oh, this person can help me get to where I want to get to. Let me leverage on what he already knows. Now, I am collapsing years of experience into a service via the internet to you. That's a strategy, right? And we have been able to help you diagnose. And from the little conversation that we are having now, I'm sure that this is adding value to you. So thus far, how has this been coming for you? Let me hear from you now before we go on.
It's been coming off really well. It's been coming off really well. I've been getting some very tangible insights. It keeps dropping and dropping, and I'm actually taking notes.
Good.
When you talked about um core product and
Premium product.
something premium products, yes. I once like thought having 4 categories of offers. One is free, the next one is low ticket, then middle ticket, and then high ticket or the premium. And this pretty much like solidifies my conviction, because at some point I knew, okay, yes, my low ticket offers were selling, my middle ticket offer, my mentoring program was selling. But then when I do anything that's high ticket, maybe from 50K, 100K, whatever, I have very, very few, in fact, very few people reach out. Some will reach out, and then once they hear the price, they run away. And it was obvious to me, it was so glaring to me that I don't have the audience. So I really appreciate all these things that you're bringing up.
Now, let me ask you about your mentoring platform. Your mentoring platform, what's the criteria for getting in there?
Okay. The criteria, there's a fee to it,
Okay.
but you have to be willing. It's not for any specific age group.
Yeah.
I charge 25,000 naira. It's a range from 20 to 40,000 naira, but at most on a discount I give it out at 20,000. But that inner circle program, there was a point when it was cheaper than that. There was a point when it was like 5,000 naira, so I kept on increasing the price till
Now,
what it is.
Is the inner circle different from the mentoring?
It's the inner circle mentoring. It's the same.
Okay, it's the same. Now, this
Yes.
is what I recommend for you.
Yes, sir.
Have one way in which people enter into your world. When they enter into your world, they can now pick whatever they want. There's something I call the supermarket idea. Every supermarket has a door. They enter through that door. Do you understand me? When they
Yes,
enter
sir.
through that door, when you enter into a supermarket through a door, what happens is that when you get into the supermarket, you will now see different species of things that they have. Are you with me? So you create a door.
Sir.
Remember, I shared my system, my funnel system is upside down, it's narrow. But when the people come in, they spend more. Right? So right now, you have to make a decision, right? How do people get into your world? They can buy your product. When they buy your product, does buying any of your product qualify the person? For instance, if your inner circle entry fee, right, is 5,000 naira, then have either a book or a small class, a master class, that's probably 5,000 naira. You understand? The masterclass addressed one particular problem. Do you understand? Now, as a
Yes.
bonus would be if you buy this book or if you buy this class, it automatically brings you into my inner circle. Right? Now, your inner
Okay.
circle will now become a group. You understand? A group of people where
Yes.
you meet with probably every single week, just like your Facebook group, right? That would be like your inner
Yes,
circle.
that's
That's
what
what
I
you call
do.
it. Now, from that inner circle now, you understand? You can now advertise for mentoring. Now, the mentorship now will now be a higher version of the inner circle. See how people get into the inner circle. They can only get into the inner circle by buying one of your products or coming directly to join the inner circle. So it means that for you to get into the inner circle, you buy one of his products. And the product is the minimum charge you would have charged for the inner circle. If you want to build an inner circle and you say the entry fee for getting into my inner circle is 5K, create a product that is 5K. Because if you tell people come into my inner circle for 5K, they might say no. But if they buy a product for 5K, use the product to get them into the inner circle. That's an indirect way of bringing them, giving them value, but bringing them into the inner circle. Now, when they come into the inner circle, you have an opportunity to now sell them your mentorship program and sell them other of your offers. Do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting it now? So you
Yes,
can
sir.
see the process of coming in now. So nobody comes into your inner circle without a commitment. So only serious-minded people are coming into that circle. For instance, now, as I am, I don't have a mail list. People have been chatting mail list, email list. Do you get me? I have bankable
Yeah.
lists. You must buy something from me before you enter that list. Do you understand me?
So that's part of the reasons why I connected with you. I'm very particular about the kind of people I listen to. I'm very, very careful. Um, you are not so rigid on rules and regulations that are out there. And when I learned that, I think you mentioned that in one of the events, maybe what is it called? Connect Conference 2022
Three.
or
Okay.
this year. I can't
Yeah.
remember, but I know you said you have a mailing, and I am this kind of organic person as well. As
Yes.
much as I want to learn how to run and do all that, I still find it. I find it to be my thing. I find it to be my thing. I've paid a lot of money trying to learn how to run ads. It's not just. I don't feel that I'm in my own skin. It would be something I would love to outsource when I have the money to outsource all
Yes.
those things.
Yeah.
So I connected with you on that, and that's part of the reasons I equally reached out. The fact that you are actually, doing the organic way, and then you have a system, and that system is working. I really, really, I find that interesting.
So that's it. If you don't buy anything from me, you are not in my list. Do you understand?
Mm.
So no
Yes.
matter how little that thing is, that's what brings you into my world. And the philosophy behind that is that the person that has spent some money on you will still spend more.
True.
Do you get
True.
that? You get that now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'm looking at this your
Yes.
flyer now. There are three things now that you offer here. I'm seeing digital learning, skill acquisition, LinkedIn optimization. You can package this together. You can package these three together into a product. Do you understand? Give it a name.
Yes.
But those are the three things you are going to teach in that class. It could be a 3-day class, right? The first day is digital learning, right? Then skill acquisition. What kind of skill? When you say digital learning, you are simply talking about digital skills that can pay them, that they can learn within a particular time and that can pay them. Now, when you're talking about LinkedIn optimization, now you want to use LinkedIn optimization that you are teaching them to be able to sell their skill in the digital world.
Mm.
Can you see it now? So the reason why
Yes.
we want to do LinkedIn optimization is the fact that LinkedIn is where we have the professionals. The skill that you have acquired is not going to pay you until you are connected to the professionals that need it. or the organizations that can pay you for it, right? And then the digital learning is the fact that the digital space is the richest space that we have right now. And this generation needs to know about this. Do you get it now? So your outcome is already defined. So if you put these three now and say, okay, probably you give it a name, maybe DSL, right? DSL, right? The simple way to enter into the digital world and probably to get into the digital world and create a consistent flow of income. Do you understand? Do you get it now? Do you get it now? You can call it DSL. If you call it DSL, you just say DSL. Yeah, that's the program, that's the name of the program, right? I call this one now PRM, Premium Result Masterclass, right? Now I have other offers. Do you understand? I have the what do you call it now? Money Management Mastery, like that. Can you see that now? MMM, Money Management Mastery. Can you see that now? Hmm? Yes, I have an offer in my head that I'm going to do before the year runs to an end. It's called SMS, Significant Mentoring Shift. Now, why am I talking about that? I have some mentees that are already generating results that I can talk about, and I understand mentorship. I have written a small ebook to that effect, right? When I'm going to sell that mentorship now, you understand me? Significant mentorship and significant mentoring sheet, you understand? I'll price it probably at 5,000 or 10,000 naira. I'll do it through Zoom like this. I'll teach what I've written in the book. I'll probably sell the book at 1.5. Sure, you see it now.
Yes.
You see it now. So by the time I advertise significant mentoring ship like that, talk about mentorship, how it has helped me, how it has helped others, you understand. When I talked about the MSC in the Connect conference, almost nobody will forget that. Just by using acronyms to connect the story, have a particular story. I told the story about how you can collapse how that guy collapsed 28 years by the virtue of a mentor. Do you understand that? So it's the same thing I'm coming to come and teach and let you know how mentorship can help you scale, can collapse time for you. People want to get results fast. So if you have anything that can help them get results, and if they can get that result in a larger quantity in a shorter time, people will jump at it. So you can see it now. So if I intend to sell that book for 1,500, if I just sell the book, it will not make sense. But if I create a program like this, you understand, if my target is only 20 people and they pay 5,000 naira, a 2 days class, you understand, a 2 days class, and also give them access to 90 days mentorship or coming into my mentorship world. Do you understand?
Yes.
So they'll pay me 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira depending. But if you want to have a mentorship, if you want me to mentor you, now I already have a program. It's called 40 weeks, 40 in person. You understand? 40 weeks, 40 in persons. That is to say that what? You are going to have 40 weeks of mentorship with me, like through a year. Do you understand me? Through a year. And coming into that, 250K. Our goal is to help you get business results, business career results, and then accelerated results and income. So we are just looking at business, career, money. And everything I'll be teaching all through that year is going to be things that will enable you to expand. If you don't have a business, start a business, manage the business. If you are on a career, you ensure that from that career, you develop a business that is related to your career. Because I have done it. While working, I developed a product from what I was doing and I sold it in 6 figures. I made my first 500,000 doing what I was doing in the bank for another smaller bank, for microfinance bank. Do you understand? Are you getting me now? You understand?
Yes, sir.
So like I said, that I want a fast action approach for you. That's why I customize this session for you. So you see that I'm not following protocols. Rather, we are looking at what you are doing and we are seeing how you can do what, repackage it, resell it, and see the result we are going to get. This same flyer that you have right now, if you repackage this same thing now and offer it all this thing that you have here now, and you repackage it as DSL and offer it out at 5,000, just repackage it, get what, make it a linked, whether you want to make it a Zoom session or you want to make it a WhatsApp class, make it DSL. Some people already know you. Oh, I have a new offer for you. This new offer is called DSL, how to enter into the digital world and create a consistent source of income from doing that. In this 2 days or 3 days session, you are going to be learning how to, the skills you must have in order to earn high income in the digital world. And then you're also going to have what to learn LinkedIn optimization. Of course, you already know what you are going to teach that. If you don't have a LinkedIn page, we are going to create one. If you have one and it's not converting, we're going to see how we can help you optimize that LinkedIn page. We're going to review your profile in a way. We are going to structure your profile in a way that is going to attract. If you're looking for a job, the job will begin to look for you. If you're selling, people will begin to fall into your DM. Do you understand me? Those are the outcomes. Those are the things that will make people pay you. Are we together? So by the time you are advertising the product, you are not going to be telling them this. You are going to say, have you been looking for a job? You have in LinkedIn. Are you on LinkedIn? If you're not on LinkedIn, well, you can get on LinkedIn and get a job. Get the statistics of how many people have gotten jobs from LinkedIn, right? Get the total number of professionals on LinkedIn. Get the total number of, statistics speak, numbers talk, right? Show the results of LinkedIn. Use it as a bait to get the kind of people that you want. Why are you, your first live session could be, why are you on LinkedIn? What have you gotten from being on LinkedIn? Do you know these are the things you can get on LinkedIn? I have a program that can help you. After you have taught maybe 2 or 3 days like that, you understand me? I have my DSL offer can help you. I'll work with you, look at your LinkedIn profile, tell you what you need to do, upgrade it in such a way that you begin to draw traffic to yourself and get all that. You get it? So what you have here now, you can repackage it. This same thing, repackage it. Change your process of delivery. Change the outcome the people will get. See if people will not pay you or not. And the moment you do it once, and you do it twice, and you do it thrice, the next thing for you to do is to find a way of making it a course. You sit down, get all the 3 times that you have taught it, put it together, get a process for it, step-by-step process, DSL course. You record it, you come and sit down like this, spend your time, record it, and put it up as a course. You have already taught it live 3 times. In those 3 times, people have gotten results. Those are testimonials, right? When you have those testimonials, you create it as a course, as an online course. You create a page for it, DSL, enter into the digital world and make income as easy as you can with your skill. Simple. The sales page is there, your testimonial is there, the click is there. So that one now it has become automated, right? And then you create a conversation session. You create a community from it. The community now can come into your inner circle. Your inner circle is where you will choose one of the days, one of the weeks to teach one of these things and sell this course. In that inner circle, you still be teaching people everything that you can do in bite sizes and use them to advertise for the one they will pay for. So if my process, if I have 3 ways in which you can optimize your LinkedIn, I will teach the first part. I will leave the second and the third part for the paid version. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
Am I making sense?
Yes, yes, sir.
Good. So that is how it is. So you can change the perception of that your inner circle. It doesn't matter whether they are 2,000. If they are 2,000, you can decide to create a new group. You say what? we, according to your goals for the year, one of your goals in this year is to be able to help people to be able to upgrade from what they already know. In the last 9 months, we have been dealing on this particular subject, but there's a need for you to grow. Now, if you're willing to move to the next level where I am teaching my new set of courses that will enable you to be able to get results from what you are currently doing, then you may need to migrate or upgrade into this new group that we have just created, but it is not free. Just a token of what? 10,000 naira to be able to access the DSL course. If you have a DSL course, you have another one on personal development. I am seeing life and business clarity. Clarity, knowledge management. Aha, all these three, all these ones, they are too much. Carry them like that. If you want to do life and business clarity session and then knowledge management, put them together, find out what the result that they can do, find the people that need them, put it together as a what, as a package. Personal development, human networking, and personal branding, put them together as a course. So you have 3 things to teach and 3 particular outcomes for the people. So from all this list that you have now, you can create 3 products from it, right? Which you can teach, you break them down into steps. Step 1, you do this. Step 2, you do this. Step 3, you do this. Step 4. So you come and tick step 1. This is step 1. Step 2, step 3 will be in the paid version. Step 1 only that you taught themselves. Somebody has already known what to do to move forward. And then you say in step 2, this is the step 2. So definitely when you tell somebody a problem, you tell him how he needs to solve it. Then you tell him how he's going to make money from it. Like now, what I'm doing with you now, I'm helping you to do what? Reinvent the process that you have been having and how to make more money. And if you're going to execute what I'm sharing now, you'll be surprised that in the next 1 week, you decide to engage this DSL. Your problem is not what you're going to teach. You already know what to teach. The problem is to repackage it and offer it in a way that people will pay you for. Simple. So in the next 2 weeks, you can come up with DSL, repackage it, we look at it together, develop a lead magnet, offer it to the same people that did not pay you, they will pay you.
Yeah.
So that's it. Invited core members. I invited core members for opportunity management. They did not show up. I decided to teach the team free to the volunteers, but package it in a recording. The recording is there now as a product, and I have it to teach as a master class. You understand? Job hunting and opportunity management. I have a CD on it, an audio CD on it. My intention is to convert that audio CD into an audio masterclass or make it as what? As a bonus to a particular course, but I must make money from it. Now, when I did the CD, the people that didn't attend, that refused to come for it, still pay and bought the CD. So whether or whether I still made money from my product. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Good. So that is that about that. So like we were sharing, we have been able to reach that level. I'm sure some things are more obvious to you than they were before now, and you already have some. So there's always a well-defined system. Results do not just happen. If you see anybody with result, the first thing to do is to go and find out what are the behind the scene that produce the results that you cannot ignore. There's always a behind the scene. You get it? So that's what to do. So look at it now. See the way I put together this now. Premium Result Accelerator Framework. Now look at it. The simplest and the most convenient way to get predictable and consistent premium results. Now, look at the way I've described this and framed this. Now, would you want to know about this or not?
I definitely would.
You want to know about it. And it's this very simple thing.
Yeah.
Now, look at it. This is this framework. This is everything that Premium Result Masterclass is all about. You can see it now. We're moving. The underlying base for it is what? Clarity, system building, and execution. But look at the three things that clarity will address for you. Clarity will help you move from fear to confidence. Now you can see it now that the little conversation on clarity that we have had today, what does it help you to do? You are much more confident that this thing that you sold before that did not sell can sell. Am I making some sense?
Yes.
Now, the clarity session addresses three major problems. It helps you to move from confusion to what? To specificity. Can you see it now? So you are no longer complicated. It simplifies your confusion and help you to be specific about what you want to get. Like I told you, LinkedIn optimization. What would the person get from it? Do you understand? So if your target audience are people looking for job or people that have been working, if you have worked for 5 years and you're on LinkedIn and you have not been, you are intending to change your job, you linked this particular course, the person will dive at it. Do you understand? So it helps you to move. The clarity side helps you to move from what? From doubt to courage. Now you can see it now. When we talk about clarity, we're looking at you, self-management, you see work, and then you see results. Do you understand? In the result aspect, we are looking at it that by the time you are able to collapse your fear, you'll be able to do your work. Can you see it now? Now, how do you move from confusion to becoming specific about what you want to do? You need what? Tools. Isn't it? Now, like I told you, one tool that I've given to you, and I said I'm going to let you have two tools now. I say you have to develop what? A BRW, a business result warehouse. Isn't it? That's a tool. Because in that business result warehouse, you are going to document all your evidences. They say evidence is the end of argument. Isn't it? You are going to document the things you have done and the result that you have. So those people that are looking at you, that you are a small boy, you only need to show them evidence of what you have done. Abi?
Yes, sir.
The reason why they buy players is that they have seen them in the Olympics, in all the leagues. You have seen all the goals and how he demonstrated on the field. You can't take that away from him. He uses that as a negotiating, as his own negotiating power. Are we together? So the only tool, so that helps him. So the only reason why we have that, and if you look at this diagram, you will discover that we are it's a movement, right? It's a movement. You can see how it moves. It's there. And they connect, they interconnect. The moment you are able to define your task, you can cheaply deliver. The moment you know exactly what you want to do, you know the tools you need. And when you have the tools, what will happen is going to enable you to grow. And if you are courageous enough, that means you are focused on target, on your outcome. So you see it now. So you move, you'll be able to what? Define your task. You know the tools to use, and you know the outcome you expect. And if you are going to get results, it means that your delivery must be what? Substantial. You too must continuously grow, and you must be consistent. The moment you can deliver well, and there is a proof that you are growing, and you are consistent in your growth, you will always command better reward. So there's no way you'll be able to pass through this system now, and you will not be able to generate the kind of result that you want. So now, this is what that helps you to do. Number one, you'll be able to reorganize yourself, which is self-management, right? And the moment you reorganize yourself, you'll be able to develop better products. As it is now, from our conversation today, if you are going to work on what we have shared today now, you can repackage what you already have. That's product development, right? And when you repackage what you have, by the time we come back tomorrow and we're talking about how you're going to sell what you have, you begin to move to the next level, which is about cash flow and money management. So it is when you have started making money, do you understand? Like you take these three, you break this your program down, into 3 different products now. In this last quarter, you first of all sell that first one. In the next month, 1 quarter is 3 months. The next month, you offer them the next one. In the other month, you offer them the last one. So in that 3 months, you have offered them 3 products. Some will buy in the first month, some will buy in the second month, some will buy in the third month, depending on what everybody wants, what will determine what they buy, isn't it? And it's possible that somebody will buy the 3. Can you see that now? Because
Yes,
of the way you have reinvented and repackaged yourself, the person will pay for the 3. Now, all those ones, now you were offering them in one sitting and you were not getting paid. So if you offer, maybe the amount you offer these mentoring coaches was 20,000. By the time you offer this now, this 3 for 10,000, that's 30,000. The same thing, but it's now 30,000 because you repackaged it. Right? It's now 30,000. They don't understand that they are going to pay more. So minimum that you get from the same people is 10K for either of them. And if you have 2,000 people, your target is probably 25 or 30. Now, if you get 30 people to pay you 10K for the first course, how much is that? 300K.
Yes.
If you get only 10 people to pay you 10K for the second one, how much is that? 300K.
100.
Or 100K, right? If you get another 10 people
Yes.
in the last one, that's how much? 100K.
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
So among the 2,000 people, 500,000 in 90 days is possible. Can you see that now? So you see, you will not do so much, but you will make so much. Remember that when you're advertising them, within that 1 month, you fix the class at the end of the month so that you can drive them from the beginning of the month till the end of the month. You see it now. So that's exactly how it works. So like I said, evidence ends what? Argument. And audience differentiates income. It was Alex Amosi that said, if you are not making as much as you think, you are probably not as good as you think you are. So this conversation tonight now has done what? Has enabled you to be able to do what? Repackage your evidence to end all the arguments that are giving you no value. And the conversation tonight has also equally helped you to be able to sieve your audience in order to be able to get the income that you want. So you must set it as a target. Are we together? And then you pursue it.
Yes.
Now, I said, don't overthink it. Selling is a major skill. If you must get premium results in whatever you are consciously and intentionally working on or towards, that means you must learn how to sell. So you see it now. All that I've been sharing are selling strategies. People think selling is only when you come to the stage or outside to sell. No. For you to sell, you must first of all be clear about yourself. You must uncomplicate yourself. You must uncover yourself. You must work on yourself because people will buy you before they buy your product. And if they are going to buy your product, you must have evidence. And if you have evidence, then you need to, of necessity, build an audience that recognizes your evidence. Are we together?
Yes.
Good. So he said, like I said, it is possible, but the probability lies in your commitment to make it work. So because it is hard doesn't mean it is not possible. And because it is possible doesn't guarantee that it will happen in your circumstance, right? What I'm sharing with you right now is what has worked in my step. And as you go to deploy it, there will be some peculiarities about you that you will add to it to flavor what you are doing. Everything that is unique to you is a flavor to getting income, getting better paid. This same session I'm having with you now, if I'm having it with an MD or a business owner, I will not collect 25K. Because I'll be telling him that, look here, how much are you losing in a day because you don't have a process that gets you paid? If you are supposed to have 10 people walk into your shop, and because you have a silly receptionist that doesn't understand what you are doing, and you are not getting 10 people, how much is those 10 people supposed to spend in your office? If they are supposed to spend 10K, you are losing 100K per day. What if I offer you a master class? I teach you strategies that will help you get minimum of 5 people to enter into your office and do business with you on a daily basis. Are you willing to pay me 100K? In 1 month, if 5 people come into your office for 20 days, that's how much you are going to make. Calculate how much you are going to make. If they pay only 5K and you have only 5 people coming and they spend 5K with you, that's 25,000 naira per day. For 20 days is 500,000. You'll be losing 500,000 for not paying me 100,000. Will you be willing to pay me the 100,000? Will he?
No. Yes.
He'll be willing. Why? He's willing to pay the 100,000 because of how I sold it. Are we together? So
yes, sir.
So that's it. So the zone of reality is that the possibilities are there. The probability of them happening, it is how we sell it. So the zone of reality is in the mastery of selling. The mastery of selling. And when we say mastery of selling, begins with you understanding what you have and the outcome. That is the solution outcome that it creates for the people that you have defined that you want to serve. So like I told the teachers, the reason why you can't make the same amount of money that I'm making, both of us are teachers. You are teaching students, me, I'm teaching business students. Their income level is not the same. So you can see, we are back to the fact that what? Audience differentiates income. Can you see that now?
Yes, sir.
If you are going to go and teach secondary school people, and I'm going to go and teach those that work in the bank, the charge will not be the same. The same barber that barb you, when he's going to barb the commissioner, they will not pay him the same amount. Audience differentiates income, and evidence ends argument. So, possibility versus probability, we have already talked about that. So let's look at it now. If you're building for the long run with consistent exponential results, you need a solid rock leverage. That is to say, you need to get the fundamentals right. Now, what I've been sharing with you now is the fundamentals. What you have had before is the sinking sand attraction method. You have attracted a lot of people that cannot open their wallets. But the solid rock leverage is what we're talking about now. We call it solid rock because what? It will definitely produce result if you do it right. It's a sinking sand because you didn't think it through before you sold it. So it attracted only the people that will come and clap for you, but not ready to open their wallets. Right? So if you're going to build for the long run, you need a solid foundation. You need a solid system. You need a strategy that can convert. You need a messaging that gets people persuaded without being pushed or coerced. Like now, I didn't have to be pressing your neck for you to register for this course. No. You had gone to check my works before now. And you have established that, oh, there are certain things that connect me and this man, I feel I can learn from him. And you didn't think twice to make the payments. Right? Now, I have come, when I came up today now, I asked you a simple question. Okay, the fact that I didn't get enough people does not mean I should cancel the session. I now ask you, okay, when will be convenient for you? Give me your own time. Can you see that now? Now, probably today you are very tired and you didn't want to do anything at all. But because you are the one that gave me your time,
you
started rushing back home. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And even when you came and it was late, I still had the understanding. You understand? An education system must be empathic. if it must
True.
deliver. So when I say, okay, go get 15 minutes, what did that 15 minutes do for you? That 15 minutes may not be anything, but the fact that I gave it to you is significant. There's a way it makes you feel.
True.
Do you understand? So that's exactly
Yes.
how it is. And see us today now, I didn't follow the normal routine. I was just, if another person, I'll just jump on my slides and begin to go and begin to talk, blah, blah, blah. No. Okay, let's customize this experience. Let's make it worth your while. Let's not follow the normal routine. Let's see the things you are already doing. You are not a novice. You understand me? You have something.
Yes.
The only thing you need is that there are some missing link. The moment you join those meeting link, bam, you don't blow. Amazingly.
So can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Amazingly, the results that I've not been able to generate, you can generate it. Why? Because you have 99%. You are only looking for that 1%, that missing link. The moment you connect that missing link like this, bam, and repackage this thing and model it, you just be surprised. You will just launch one product like this, and you just find 100 people register. You'll be asking yourself, where have I been all this while? It is that missing link.
Yes.
You get it? So,
yes, sir.
You wanted to say something?
Yes. I want to suggest something.
Yeah.
I think you should consider that what you, so there's something you want to create for mentoring.
Yeah.
I think you should consider doing something for those who want to mentor others, because the feedback is coming quite early.
Yeah.
But I told you, when we had that call, I said something then. I told you some of my sad experiences that I've
Yeah.
had with people who claim to be mentors.
Yeah.
Like, I've enrolled in different business school, business program, this training, that training, by very reputable people. Some of them are John Maxwell certified and all that. And at the end of the day, it broke my heart. It made me feel bad. In fact, one even kicked me out of his program. He was teaching me things that I told you, things I already knew. And at some point, he was demanding too much. He wasn't showing empathy. He barely even cared. Like, sometimes you have to, the onboarding meeting was by 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday. Like, so many things were just going on. It was happening too fast. And it was like we were being left behind. And the truth is, I've met a lot of other people who were in the same cohort with me. I was having a discussion with one of them some time ago. She visited in the hospital. So we talk about the whole thing and we laugh. And she's like, even people in the mentoring program are now reaching out to her to help them. So she's more like a fellow mentee who is now mentoring the mentees. Yes. So I think somehow I feel you have this gift of mentoring. I don't know how to explain it, but you have an edge, and it would be nice if you can help us help the mentors, because people are going through a lot, and it hurts in a very special way to like part with your money, and considering the fact that you are even still trying to you are still trying to start up, you are still trying to strive and all that, and then somebody takes your money and starts treating you. Some people will take your money and they will be insulting you.
Yeah.
They will be saying all manner of things. They will insult your parents, insult your family,
wow.
call you.
Why for all that? For what?
We've seen things.
For what,
We've
man?
seen things.
Jesus.
They will first of all start by letting you know that you are from a poor background, you don't have the right definition of wealth, you don't have any understanding, so you should just humble yourself because you know nothing. And at the end of the day, you feel so disarmed, you feel so disempowered, you feel so terrible. And they do it's more like a manipulative technique for them. They do that for you to like yield to what they are teaching you, but at the end of the day, it's detrimental. My kind of person, I don't learn that way. So I think maybe some people are willing to learn how to mentor others. I feel it to also be a good addition, a good call of service. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being different.
Yeah, I'll take that into consideration, and I'll work on that.
Thank you, sir.
So thanks for that. So this is it. So if we're building for the long run, we must get the fundamentals right. So I'm not in a hurry. I understand something. Profit is a patient process. It's a patient process. I was telling somebody yesterday, one of my classmates back in the secondary school called me, and like she paid one influencer like that 234K. She didn't get anything from it, this and that. She doesn't know this new one is coming up now. What do I think? This and that. And she was asking some question. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah, yes. Okay, sorry. So she was asking some questions, and I was like, it's not a problem. Now look at it. I said, this is what I all this while I've been working on a website for almost close to a year now, because I know perfectionism and procrastination like that. But all the same, I don't just want to put up anything there. I said, now I've been working and I've been creating content for over 5 years now. I have not been making any form of dangerous offers or anything like that. I've just been taking it gradually, gradually like that. I go for speaking engagements. Some are not rewarded, some are rewarded. Me, I don't care. I'm just interested in what getting the message out, getting somebody shipped from one place to another. Say now, by the time I build my funnel, right, and I'm asking, I said, okay, you want to get on board my mentoring session is just $399 or $297, right? $297. You just look at it. I've known this man since 8 years. How much is $249? You calculate it. It's almost 250K. Okay. But what I have learned, say, for not paying is more than this amount. So the person does what? Is willing to pay the $249. Now, if I have, that's the area where I can run an ad. Do you understand? Can now run an ad to generate people, bring them. The reason why you run an ad, you run an ad to bring people that you want to nurture. But organically pays you better. You understand? So you can run an ad to sell your book that you are selling at 5,000 naira at 2,000 naira. You understand? That is a discount offer. And then people now buy it and now move into your inner circle. You put your inner circle as a bonus and tell them what to do in the inner circle. In the inner circle, every week, you have a day in which you teach on this particular subject. You understand? So if buying this book brings you into the inner circle for you to learn how you can, do much more than you have been doing. So you are enlarging your inner circle, knowing fully well that that inner circle, you have products that you want to sell to them, right? And those that will want you to hold them by the hand, do you understand, will now come for your executive coaching. And now that's because it's the same thing that you have been doing. You now move it into, this premium result masterclass. Now I can decide to make it I can break it down to 6 weeks program. You understand? And call it getting audacious results for executives and business owners. And I say, bam, it is 250K. So I'm going to work with you to construct what you are doing, help you to set up a system that is not going to take much of your time, but it will get you moving, and then build a product that you can sell. At the end of our 6 weeks engagement, you should be able to have a product of your own. You should be able to have a coaching class of your own with what you know, make money with what you know. You are paying me only 250K. And if my targets are people that have spent, my target audience will be those that have experience between 10 and 15 years experience. You have 10 and 15 years experience on a particular job, and you don't have a business or a coaching of your own, and you tend to have one. So you see, somebody that has worked for 15 years, paying 250K to develop a coaching for himself will not be a problem. Can you see that now? Can you see that now? So you see the way I've defined my audience. Are we together? I know what I want to help them achieve. And I know what their inspiration will be. Because I'll be putting it that what you have time freedom, you have relationship freedom, you'll be doing what you love, you are not going to exert any form of pressure. For instance, now you are in the hospital now. If you can create a course from this knowledge now, You can tell your colleagues that, look here, you can make money from all these things that we are doing. You can create a coaching class for all these upcoming physiotherapists. Do you understand me? And become a coach. You understand? You are broke down. It's the same thing you are doing in the hospital. But how do you formalize it into a personal business? Do you understand? And then say, okay, because it is you guys will pay 50K. We'll run it in 6 weeks. Eh? So every week we'll meet once like this through Zoom, and I will do what? I will teach you what you need to do. And then from there, first of all, we decide the area you want to specialize. When we decide that, we build a system of how you're going to develop your product. From the product, we now determine how you want to sell, the people you want to sell to. You understand? After these 6 weeks, you can now begin to run your own. You have a business of your own. You register it as a business name. Is here, we'll get you registered. You develop this, begin to generate clients, begin to come up. You are telling them what you are doing in the hospital and then how to do it and all that. Before you know it, your target is only 20 people, 50K, 1M. From your fellow colleagues, you will not be say 5 people from fellow colleagues, and they will pay you. And they will even be coming to say, assist me, help me do this. They'll do you check it. So that's exactly how. So that's how we build that. So you can see it now. So all that I have said, in essence, is to enable us to be able to move from doing a lot of work to getting a lot done. So you see it now. So this is it. So how to move, that is the speed dial. Our speed dial is how to move from doing a lot of work to getting a lot done. Number one is to have an anchor. What's my anchor, right? Develop a culture and build an environment that makes it happen, right? You need an anchor. What's my anchor? The major results, what I have that will create results for the people that I want to serve. Culture is how do I build consistency into doing that one thing for them that helps them change. Then the next thing is to build an environment. You can choose a platform. You know, some people now, if you want to, your inner circle now, if you look at John Obidi's business model, is that night school is in the night, it's unique.
Exactly.
It's in the night. And when he does it, he's doing it on a YouTube platform. And is never less than 2 hours. Can you see that now? So
yes, sir.
Things are in place now. He's teaching people, he's mentoring people. You understand me? They are not paying him, but there's YouTube monetization.
Yes.
Can you see that? So indirectly, every time you organize night school to share his knowledge, he's getting rewarded because of the platform he chose. So your inner circle conversation, are we together? All you need to do is to pay for StreamYard. When you pay for StreamYard, when you are doing your live sessions with them, with your inner circle, you are doing the live session on YouTube.
Yes.
Can you see that?
So this is exactly what I'm doing now. This is exactly what I'm doing.
So
I've been doing that since 2020.
So you will be doing your inner circle conversations on YouTube. So even if the people are not paying you instantly, what will happen is that that conversation is permanently there. If it doesn't, it will be there for 2 years. You can use that as a bonus. If you plan the inner circle, let's say for instance now, you see this topic now, how to move from doing a lot of work to getting a lot done. I can decide to teach it, right? In my inner circle on YouTube. Sir. You understand? On YouTube. You get it now. If I do that, if I teach it on YouTube, it will be there as a permanent resource. If the next time I want to do Premium Result Masterclass, I'll put it as one of the pre-class sessions, right? What am I doing?
Yes.
I'm simply increasing the number of subscribers and the time of view, even though the person has paid me. Can you see? So revenue streams. You see it now, revenue streams. So if it is 10 people that register for my next Premium Result Masterclass, and I've already uploaded this on YouTube. And a day before the class, I asked all of them to go and listen to this. The fact that it's going to add value to them is one. Number two, they are going to become subscribers from there. And then number three, if it is 1 hour session, do you understand? And 10 people, that's 10 hours. Can you see that now? So indirectly, I've multiplied my income from one person. You get it now? So don't use temporary situations as a basis for permanent decisions. We all know that. It's like something. So your behavior is superior to your competence and intelligence. I hope you get that.
Yes.
So you might be very knowledgeable, but if your behavior is rash, you can't make that from it. You'll be thoroughly bankrupt. You'll be brilliant, but bankrupt. Brilliant and broke. So your behavior is superior to your competence and your intelligence. Then number three is that if you want to move from doing a lot to getting a lot done, you must make your environment an asset to your goal. Remember now, we use the YouTube as an example now. So you see it now. We make the environment an asset for our goal. Our goal is to reach out to people at the same time get rewarded for it, isn't it? So even if I'm teaching people for free, YouTube is going to pay me eventually. So I've made my environment an asset to my goal. Do you get it now? So that's how you move from doing a lot of work and not getting rewarded to getting a lot done. You can get a lot done in different ways, right? Get to meet more people, get more income, get more respect and more recognition. So the only reason why we have undertaken what we did today is to be able to do what? Help you to get what? More, better, and bigger success. And the only way to do that is to increase your confidence, and it's to solidify your courage, enhance your capacity, and get you more committed. I bet you before you go to bed this night, all the things that we have discussed and the conversations that we have had, you are going to try and not tie one or two things together before you go to bed this night. What has that done? It has increased the level of your commitment, right? Because you can see the result that it can generate. So this is what I thought for us to look at today. And the good thing is that we've been able to we have already, I think we've already spent about more than 2 hours already. So you can be rest assured that this breakdown is going to enable you. We have been able to go together like a doctor. When we come to you, you ask us questions and say diagnosis, what is your medical history and all that. So I followed your pattern to have the conversation with you. And from all the conversations we have, I've given you prescriptions. And now you go and take the prescription. If you respect the prescription, it will determine how well you will become.
Yes.
You get it? So that's what we have been able to do today. So this is not my normal way of running Premier Result Masterclass, but I said, okay, this guy has shown a lot of interest. The fact that I don't have what I want, let me customize this for him, and then let's see how it goes and see how that is going to help him get to what he wants to get to. So you can confidently agree with me now that when you go back to look at the 90 days work plan I gave to you, now does that 90 days work plan, does it synchronize with dividing that your sheet to 3? If you divide it into 3, you see you can pursue 1 each month. There's one of my videos, I don't know if that video is on YouTube or is on my ScreenPal platform on SIM, Simple Implementation Matrix. It is explaining the 90 days result plan. Simple Implementation Matrix, that's what I call it, the SIM, Simple Implementation Matrix. it is based on that 90 days result work plan. You get it? So you can see it that when you said you want to see 90 days, I gave you a range, 90 days, something. Okay, that means, okay, this person already is doing something and he wants to get result in 90 days. You can agree with me that if you remediate what you have now, bad as a bad, you will get some results. There's no doubt about it. I'm so confident and sure that you get some results. So it's just for you to put to work what we have shared today. So I'd like to hear from you what exactly, how this session has been for you before we go into tomorrow, how to, we have talked about, we have done a general work on all what Premium Result Masterclass delivers. Tomorrow we're going to go deep dive into it and we're going to do more about it. So how has this been for you for today?
Okay. I'll start by saying that it's been unusually fun. I'm not fond of writing. I'm not fond of. In fact, I went throughout my university, almost my entire university days, not writing on book. I don't like writing. But this time around, I found myself jotting down a lot. I found myself jotting down. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages here, and it's been really interesting, filled with clarity. You know, everything just came in the right sequence. I was drawing up a strategy from when we were doing the division. I was already recreating it here. I was drawing a strategy of how to transition. Like, it's something I'm going to still brood over, how to move from my training to my inner circle to an executive coaching program.
Yeah.
Then the supermarket strategy that you shared is quite fun and interesting. It's very, very interesting. And I can relate with that because I happen to be a multi-potentialite, and that was also another thing that brought me close to you. I saw when you mentioned something like that, you talked about the Ikigai. I stumbled on Ikigai 2020, and that was the only explanation about purpose that made sense to me, because most, even religious circles, they try to make it seem like you have to find that one tiny thing that you're going to do for the rest of your life. If you don't do it, you're wasting time, you're wasting life, and everything is passing by. It just has to be one thing. But I'm not like that. I found out I wasn't figured that way. I don't survive doing just one thing. And then finding out that you have your own way of exploring those multiple options and creating a room in a place where there are multiple options and all that. So yeah, it made sense. I kind of called it the umbrella strategy, but I think this one sounds more beautiful. So I love that, and it's also helping me reanalyze everything. I'm currently drawing up. I'm grouping all these things. I'm turning them into groups, so I can launch more effectively. Then the self-management, product development, cash flow. I just love the sequence of everything. So it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Like, it's been really, really, really great fun.
Right. So I'm glad that you got value in this session, and then tomorrow we will continue. So by tomorrow, before tomorrow's class, you're going to get a link to download the personal think sheet, which you sit down and be able to do. And you have left the BRW open for you. Yes, it shares similarity. I left it open for you. I described it so that you can sit down and bring out your own uniqueness. You sit down and bring out evidences that can attract the kind of audience that you have. Already, you must understand that your executive coaching class, the moment you attach executive to it, you will not price it small.
Yeah.
The person that will come must be an executive. So that's the only way you will get those people that say, you are too young to do this. Say, no, that's not the issue. Maybe when you register we have an executive program that is designed for people like you. Do you understand? And if you're doing that kind of a program and you have 1 or 2 persons that you can bring in to add color to that executive program, just bring them in, collaboration. Just bring those people in and add value to that particular product. And then that is it.
Mm.
And the moment you are able to get one or two executives, the executive will not come in large numbers. If you get one or two executives to enroll in your executive program and they pay you 250K and you run it for them for probably 6 weeks and you're able to help them improve their health or reduce their stress, you understand? Help them get more healthy, spend more time with their family, and then do more on their job by delegating to the right persons, knowing the principles of delegation that will free their time, get their head up, recasting their vision, and then managing their income properly, managing their health, like that. The moment we are able to help them achieve those goals, that's all you will tell another person. You get it?
The voice went mute.
Okay. Did you get that?
So I principles of delegation that will free their time.
Exactly. That will free their time. You understand? The reason why they are freeing their time is so that they can relax the more. They can relate with their family. Everybody wants time freedom, financial freedom, relationship freedom. So you attach your executive masterclass to those self-actualization desires. You understand? You go to the top part of the Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So it is those one that you will use to sell to the executive class because that's the level where they are. To get it. So those are the things. And the ones at the middle class that can pay you what you want and all that. So those are the things that you do. The moment the results you are creating for somebody is certain, is predictable, is repeatable, then price is no longer a problem. So that's going to be it for today. We have been able to establish what you're doing, the diagnosis. You have seen it very well that it's possible for you to attract people. And the moment you're doing a session like this, and in that session, if you want to get people to invite you to speak at stages that will pay you. Now, let me share a secret with you. When you are invited and you know the caliber of people that are coming, right? The caliber of people that are coming. What you do is have a system, a proprietary system, divide whatever you want to say, break it down into 3 simple steps, right? Put the middle step into a task, make it a task. Make it a task because adults learn by doing. So make it a task. Either you create a 3-question or you create a small exercise that will get them involved, that instantly they can see their position. Do you understand me now? Like if I tell somebody now that, okay, Johari window, you understand? There are 4 quadrants. Which quadrants are you going to be in? The first quadrant shows what are the things, list the things that you are aware of and other people also know about you. List 2 things that you know about yourself and other people know about yourself. Then you go to the other one, the public, that's the public self, right? You go to the private self. What are the things that you know about yourself that other people don't know about you? List 2 of them. Now, what are the things that other people know about you that you are not even aware of? Can you think of any? Of course, you should have 0 in that place because they are the ones that know you don't know. So that talks about your own weaknesses, the things that you are not aware of, but other people know, your weaknesses and your strength that you are not even aware of, right? What do you think people know about you that you don't know about yourself? So it gets the brain working. Are we together? And then you go for the other one. Okay, what are the things that you don't know about yourself and other people don't even know about you? So that's the open area. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Now, this small exercise now has got people what? Working, thinking. If it's about money, you ask them 3 simple questions. How much have you saved since this year began? Somebody will start thinking. I got into one class and I said that, okay, if your salary is 200,000 and your savings per month is 50,000, in 1 year, how much will be your savings? Now, if you lose that job, how long will it take for your savings to keep you? You see, that's mathematics already, isn't it? So I will now solve it together with them. I now say, okay, you are saving 50,000 every month. For 1 year, how much is that? 600K. Now, if you are saving 50,000 every month, that means your average expenditure per month is 150K, isn't it?
Yes.
So
yes,
for 1 year now, you have saved only 600,000, isn't it? If you lose that job by December, how long can you survive with your savings?
About 4 months.
That's all. So some people will get it, some people will not get it. So, you know, that small exercise now has caused a lot of problem. The person that is not even 750, is not saving 50K, he start to think, say, oh, if I lose this job now, zero. So you use it to establish the fact that this is the reason why some people beg.
Yeah.
This is somebody that has a job, he just lost the job. After 1 month, he's begging. This is the reason. So you see, the person has instantly learned something, and there is something that he needs to start doing. He has learned what to stop doing. He has also gotten insight about what to start doing. And that is where change begins. Change begins from knowing what to stop doing and knowing what to start doing. So you see, so when you include that exercise there, somebody inside the hall has bookmarked you. I say, I think we need this kind of discussion in my so, and that is it. They will not be the one to ask, say, sir, how much will it take for you to come and speak to? So you see it now. You're not the one putting price. They will say, sir, how much, what will it take for you to come and speak to us at your, so you now name your price.
Okay.
You get it now. So you see
Yes,
that it's not so difficult to get it. And so now imagine that probably the commissioner or a senator or a legislator was in that audience. And they now say, Kai, what this guy is saying is true. I say, how much do you want to say to up and tell us this kind of thing so that we know the places that we are to save? Where are the places you are putting your money that you are confident that in the next 2-3 years, the money will grow and not diminish? They will call you. Then you now tell them, because you know that they are legislators and they have money. You say, no, if I have to come and speak on this subject, it's 1 million naira. 1 million naira is nothing to them, but it's something to you. And because they are adults, your talk will not be more than 30 minutes. You make it short, compact. So they become thirsty and begging for more. You get it? So those are the prerequisites there. So that's basically it, what I thought to share. So I believe that tonight's session has been so there's been a shift in what you already know and how you handle subsequent opportunities that come to you. So you can see that your language will change now, because what is working in your head is not what was working before. You begin with the end in mind, and then you understand how to structure it, and then you can move. So I think that that's where we will put a stop to it today.
Okay.
So
thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I know this is a lot of sacrifice on your path. I know. Thank you. I really do appreciate. I really do appreciate.
It's fine. So
thank you.
So that will be it for now. So thank you very much for showing up tonight, and we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow might not take us this long, but we're going to have to deep dive into it and get some established structure in place, and then we know exactly. Just go deeper into what we are shared, so that you can sit down and blueprint from beginning till the end, such that when you see what has happened, you are not surprised.
Yes, sir.
So that's the goal. So thank you very much, and make sure you have a very good night rest.
Sure. Thank you so much.
All right then. See you tomorrow then.
Bye.
All right.